I believe we got a good connection. Super excited, you guys. This is a big deal. I'll be going live in just a minute. First, Fish Tacoma, what's going on? Hey, I'm going to get going pretty darn quickly, but I am going to give it just another couple of minutes. We got some exciting stuff to talk about, you guys. So we have the full reveal video we're going to play here in just a moment, and then we're going to talk about it because Corey and I were there. How's it going, Corey? If you guys have questions, there you go. Hey, Overland Bound. If you type in Overland Bound, it highlights and I'll be able to answer your questions. I'm going to turn on yield camera here in a second. And then we'll start a discussion. We'll get right into the video release, you guys. Thank you. North Carolina, what's going on, Tom? Thank you for joining us. We were just out in Detroit, further east a little while ago, checking out the Hummer EV. Corey and I got to see it in person. We're going to talk about that tonight, but we are going to look at the reveal first thing, and let's go ahead and go live. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. So Corey and I had the opportunity to go out and check out the new Hummer EV. GMC reached out to us. They told us the specs of the vehicle. They told us what they were going for. And this was an opportunity for us to get a first look and then share some information with the Overland community. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this video. Corey, I know. We're going to roll this video in a second, but let me just say this right at the beginning. We all know that electric vehicles are coming. They will have a profound impact on adventure travel, and this vehicle is the first electric contender that is really truly focused on off-road capabilities. So we're excited to share details with you guys. With that, I'm not going to go too long. We're going to jump right into the reveal video. You guys, thank you for watching, and I will be right back on camera once the video stops, and we can all talk about it. You guys can ask me your questions, all right? Let's go.
The real revolutionaries the ones that change the game forever. Understanding strength is never enough. Evolving, imagining, seeing the world not as it is, but how it could be. That's how true greatness is realized. That is how you change the world.
Introducing the world's first all-electric supertruck, the revolutionary GMC Hummer EV. With no limits, no emissions, and no equals, it will leave everything you thought possible in a cloud of dust. The quiet revolution begins with the nearly silent all-electric propulsion system that offers 1,000 horsepower, 11,500 pound-feet of torque, and for the brave souls who dare to engage watts to freedom, the thrill of accelerating 0 to 60 in approximately 3 seconds. The innovation continues with the next generation of Super Cruise, a driver assistance feature that offers hands-free driving with automatic lane changing on compatible roads. And For remarkable driving precision, Hummer EV is engineered with segment-exclusive four-wheel steering to reduce turning radius and enhance overall maneuverability. Want the leading edge of electric vehicle technology? We engineered the Detroit-built Hummer EV with Ultium batteries and drive units to maximize energy storage for an estimated range of 350 plus miles. And with 800-volt DC fast charging up to 350 kilowatts, you can charge nearly 100 miles in just 10 minutes. Things get even more revolutionary when you head off the pavement, because off-road dominance is engineered into every aspect of the GMC Hummer EV. It all starts with towering ground clearance, made possible by specially engineered 35-inch tires for an optimal balance of on- and off-road performance. And it's 37-inch tire capable for those who demand even more. With customizable drive modes, Hummer EV puts a whole new level of off-road mastery at your fingertips. Want to take on the toughest obstacles? Initiate the available first-of-its-kind Extract mode, and Hummer EV activates its adaptive air ride suspension to lift approximately 6 inches. That's revolutionary breakout capability. For driving information in real time, UltraVision offers a segment-leading number of camera views with up to 18, including underbody forward and rear-facing cameras. So you can enhance performance, maximize capability, and leave the world behind. But we didn't stop there. With a revolutionary new setting called Crab Walk, Hummer EV has the ability to drive diagonally for an agility no other truck can match. And full underbody armor and rock sliders help make Hummer EV ready to conquer even the toughest terrains. It's innovation engineered to ensure domination. But Hummer EV is much more than an off-road beast. From the distinctive signature of its 6-bar grille to its micro-optic welcome, walkaway, and battery charging animations, every aspect of the Hummer EV has been designed to look and act unlike anything out there. Hummer EV delivers an unprecedented combination of innovation and luxury. The industry-leading infinity roof, transparent sky panels, and rear drop glass give the Hummer EV an immersive open-air design so you can experience the world like never before, or even the universe for that matter. The first and only one of its kind, Hummer EV. Among the first to own the revolutionary Hummer EV. Reserve your all-electric supertruck now at gmc.com.
Get on over there and reserve yours today. So, pretty awesome. Now, Corey and I were there in Detroit. We were among the earliest folks to see it. And we were able to talk to their design team and their engineers. Now, you guys are bound to ask questions that I won't know the answers to because they're not revealed yet, but I'm happy to talk about any questions that you guys have that was public information that we talked about while we were there. Really impressive rig. I want to rewind a little bit and mention how the conversation started. They reached out to us quite a while ago with this with the information about the vehicle and what they were trying to achieve. And it really is, in my opinion, the first vehicle that is focused on the off-road capability. You guys saw some of that, but if you just look at the stat-by-stat comparison. Or the stat-by-stat comparison with some of the other contenders out there on the market, just in terms of simple things, right? Not electric things, but simple things like approach angle, departure angle, ground clearance with the extract mode. Clearly the torque is there. And you know, we've always said, give us the range, the torque, and the reliability, and we'll wheel it. And so that's what they're really going for with the capabilities. So it'll be very interesting to see how the next few months sort of play out as we learn more about the Hummer EV. Water fording capability, it is the plus 30-inch mark for the water fording capability. Am I trading in the 80? No, we're glad to share the information with you guys. We're a participant and we're able to talk to GMC and get information so that we can share it with the Overland community. And that's really what the goal is. Will we end up with a Hummer EV? I don't know. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't know. Would we add it to the fleet? You guys know I'm never getting rid of the 80. But really, in terms of its off-road capability, really cool stuff. So the other contenders out there in the market, you guys also know. And please, if you guys have a question for me about the Hummer EV, type out Overland Bound first, so I'll see it in the corner of my eye and I'll get your question. Otherwise, Corey can answer in the comments because she's in the comments as well. But the different drive modes, the crab mode, and the sync and async articulation for steering is very interesting. Those are the kinds of things we're going to have to try out on the trail to see how much we start to rely on them. But guys, watts to freedom, come on. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's capable of estimated 3-second 0 to 60 time. It's not a light vehicle. It has a lot of batteries to get that 350-mile range, so it's a heavy vehicle. But clearly the performance is there. Let's see. Can you get a fastback with it? We don't know about a fastback or other options. We just know the vehicle we saw. Corey's gonna kill me for holding up a piece of paper. But here, this gives you this actually gives you a size reference, right? So for scale, that's Corey and I. She's sitting in the driver's seat. It gives you a scale reference for the vehicle. It's large. Extraction mode, 21 inches of ground clearance, pretty darn cool. Let's see, payload. We don't know. We don't have details on payload right now or dynamic load limit yet. I know you guys are all going to want to know what the dynamic load limit is and what the payload is. We just don't know yet. Again, if you write Overland Bound, I'll see your question. I'll go right to it. Motor location, 4 motors, 2 motors. It's 3 motors. In terms of the location, don't yet know. But it's 3 motors. They're not at the wheel. I can tell you that. Let's see. Yeah, crab mode will help with tight trails. The other thing I want to say about the electric drivetrain is that, as it was explained to us, it is greatly simplified to a drive shaft design. I'm not going to dive way into the technical, but I think you could imagine better throttle control with that because you don't have the drive line wind that you get used to on a vehicle with a drive line, but I think you'll feel a little bit more direct control. And in terms of crab walk mode and the articulated front and rear wheels for steering, sounds very cool. We'll need to get it out there on the trail. My take is if it gives us more options for maneuvering on the trail, it's good. Right? We may or may not use it frequently, but if we do, great. We've got more options now to get out of a bind if we need to. I'm glad to see that they did mention there was a question about what they were going to reveal about tire size. We know that it comes with 35s, but 37s will fit. So, you know, 37s without modification, that's pretty cool. I think 35s are pretty cool, and clearly sidewall. Let's see. Any other? If there's any other questions, I can tell you it was cool to see. And again, we talked to they had their off-road experts, engineers, and design consultants there, and we sat around and we talked for about 20 minutes or so while we went through the vehicle. It is a nice vehicle for what that's worth. Corey really liked the refinement of the Hummer EV. I was very focused on its technical capabilities. I want it to work, but it is a very nice vehicle. It looks like a lunar rover, and in fact, that theme is adapted throughout the interior, throughout the design. You have, Apollo astronaut footprints on the floor, on the rubber floor mats inside, things of that nature. They're just, design cues. Doesn't speak to functionality, but that's the design concept with the white vehicle. Lighting, all very cool. There's some new tech for the distribution of lighting and how they focus the light coming from the vehicle. Let's see. Did it feel more like a full-size truck or a mid-size? It felt like a full-size truck, so not small. The Land Cruiser that I drive as a daily driver, the FJ80, is small. It is, if you're 6 foot or over, you'll feel small. The Hummer EV, not small. It feels full size. So it was very roomy on the inside. Let's see. What's the car payment on 113K, right? Well, here's what I'll say about the 113K. Yeah, this isn't, if you look at some of the other contenders out there, and actually this is what was interesting to me about the project, and one of the reasons I wanted to talk to GMC and find out about the Hummer EV. Some of the other contenders out there, we know that we've got some rigs entering the market, Rivian and the Cybertruck, and they're interesting, but they're not focused on off-road capability. They're going for the mass consumer market, so they have to make certain compromises. And what do I mean by that? If you're going after the Ford F-150, which is venerable, it's not going anywhere, it's everywhere, then you have to hit a certain price point, you have to hit a certain feature set, and you're gonna make compromises in other areas. The Hummer EV is for off-road capability. And so what this does is it starts the conversation about electric vehicles in the great outdoors and while you're adventuring. And that's why we're interested in the project, is because we all know that electric vehicles are coming. And this is the first platform that's really going to go, all right, you guys need these capabilities in an off-road situation, we're going to provide it, and we're not going to make compromises. But yeah, the sticker price shows that, right? It's going to be at a completely different price tier out of the gate than some of the other offerings, and it will be a couple of years before that price comes down. But that's what allowed them to focus solely on off-road capability and innovate as they have. Let's see, I've got some other questions here. Let's see, I support building solar charging stations on trails like the Rubicon to support these vehicles? No, I would not support that. I think that there's a whole conversation about infrastructure, right? Because 350 miles, awesome. The Land Cruiser that I drive has a range of 230 miles. And I plan around 230 mile range. That's because I get 10 to 11 miles to the gallon. I got a 25 gallon tank, right? So 350 miles sounds great, but remember, you're driving to a location, right? So you have to drive to a location, and for me in Truckee, California, I can go to a gas station